Blackburn Rovers, of course, standing in our way this weekend is the governor. That's right, ex-gaffer Paul Ince, and of course his Reading boys. Will we be victorious or will we be taking home absolutely nothing? We'll take a look at it, all of it, next. Another match preview. Looking forward to Blackburn Rovers' visit to the Majeski. That's Reading, of course, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, get you back into the all things Rovers related, Championship related, wood football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Rooski, of course. Yes, Rovers come into this on the back of a good result, but so do bloody Reading, of course. Pick up a cheeky result against Bournemouth. We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs, the other patrons, guys. Thank you for your love, and of course, behind the scenes. But of course, if you're new, check the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and again, much love on the Patreon if you can do so. But anyway, let's jump in the deep end and have a look at the game itself. Hopefully I'm ready, and here we go. Of course, teasing up the game coming at you on Saturday, which we will have a watch along. So of course, hopefully you can join me there for this one. And of course, there's a big one for Rovers heading into the international break. There's a big one for Reading, of course, who are closing in to relegation at the moment, which is not great for them. So let's take a look at Reading, of course, the hosts for this weekend at the Majeski, 24,161 on a good day. Paul Ince is now the manager, I think at least to the end of the season. Liam Moore, El Capitano, I believe. I don't know where he is, though. I haven't seen him in a while. Queen's Park Rangers, the nearest match for them. Middlesbrough, the furthest. They'll have to travel 7th last season. 25-1 they were at the start of the season. My prediction at the start of the season was 11th. So I'm looking a little bit stupid at the moment, but I'm sure Reading fans would swap that in a heartbeat at the moment. Let's take a look at, of course, their form heading into this one. They do come to this on the back of a cheeky 1-1 draw against Bournemouth, but prior to that, they did get spanked by Forest, but who hasn't been spanked by Forest recently? Of course, they also lost to Millwall, as of course they've been on a nice little run. Blackpool, of course, 4-1 win. Again, one of Paul Ince's former teams there, and of course, big 2-1 win over Reading at the Majeski. So it's not too bad. Of course, there's goals, they're scoring goals as well. Lucas João is on a good bit of form at the moment, so it's not going to be plain sailing for Rovers, but hopefully we're at our best and they're at their worst. Of course, at the moment, Swifty Boy is the main man with 11 goals. Lucas João with 6, Deli Bashu with 4, and Junior Hoylett down there with 3 goals this season. Drinkwater's got 7 years, Lawrence got 6, Yardam 5, and so has Swifty Boy. As for the Reds, Hoylett just the one red card for them so far this season. Of course, I'm riding solo this week. I thought I'd give the Mafioso a bit of a break because they've been performing left, right, and centre. So I thought I'll go for it. So of course, this is my starting 11 for Reading, with Nyland between sticks. McIntyre, of course, at left back. Holmes. We've got Morrison and Yidam at the back 4 there, with Drinkwater and Rimanota in midfield. Of course, on their day, they're not too bad, those two defensive midfielders. Moving forward, Swifty there for me. I didn't see him in the game against Bournemouth, but is he suspended? Is he injured? But of course, yeah, in all honesty, if I don't know their injury record, suspension record, or what's going on in the deeper darker works of Majeski, but realistically, on paper, Swift has to play. I just don't know if he's available. Meanwhile, Ijara, of course, alongside Ince and Lucas João up top. And again, on their day, with a bit of confidence, with a bit of thing, that's not a bad looking team there. You know, we got Drinkwater against Premier League winner. We got Lucas João, goal scoring machine. Ijara, one of the hot prospects as well. Swifty Boy, key assist maker, and some maybe the defensive core is the weak spot. But again, you know, you've got some good little players there. According to FIFA anyway, over the average of 70 there, so not too shabby there. Let's take a look at the resume heading out of this game. Of course, they'll take on Barnsley once they return from the international break. Gets relegation 6 point to that one. Then it's Stoke. They're up for grabs. Cardiff as well. Sheffield United, of course, will be tricky, and so will Swansea. Let's take a look at the Rovers, of course, visiting this Majeski this weekend. Mowbray's the manager. El Capitano is Darrell Enning. Of course, the nearest match for us is Preston North End. That's on the horizon. Of course, Bournemouth, we've already done the visit there. They've got to come to Ewood, and of course, 15th last season, 21 at the start of the season, and 10th was my prediction at the start of the campaign. So I did predict both of these two sides to be in and around mid-table at the start of the campaign. Of course, it's worked out complete different agendas for both sides, and of course, so we've got a little bit wrong for both of us. The resume for Rovers is not stellar. Of course, we do come into this on the back of the win over Derby, which was great, but we did lose and didn't actually pick up a couple of results really when we thought we would do against Bristol City, where we lost that, and of course Millwall, we lost that as well. So not great. 1-2, drawn 1, lost 2 as well. The last 5, not brilliant. Not really promotion form, but for the moment we are there in the mix. So let's just keep it going, keep focused, and hopefully just get another result this weekend. No disrespect to Reading. The goals, of course, changed a little bit at long last. Brereton remains on 20. He's just like he just cashed in for everybody who put that bet on for the 20 goal machine, and then it's just dried up. But of course, he has been injured for the past few weeks now, and again, He's not going to be involved this weekend. We may get him back for the run-in for the last few games, but of course he's going out to Chile for whatever reason. Maybe do some more modelling or whatever he's doing because he's the face of the place. Gallagher did get a long last, his 7th goal, and just 3 more to get double digits. That's what we want to see. I want to get Gallagher to get double digits. Cadra, of course, 5, and Dolan got his 5th as well. Absolutely monumental. Meanwhile, Buckaroo's got 11 yellows, Travis got 10, Lennon has got 9, and Van Heck's got 9. 3 red cards on the books. We actually got 4th, but he's over at Pompey right now. So again, I'm riding solo on this one. This is my team. I'm going to go with a 3-4-3 with the Kaminsky between the sticks, Wharton, Lenihan, and Van Heck. The clanger in the room here. I've got Pickering on the left, Rothwell, Travis, of course, in midfield. I have gone with Buckley out wide right, which is a bit of a curveball. A lot of people will go Costello. Some people will say Lenihan out right. But for me, he's been there. He's operated there on occasion, so maybe not as a full for a full 90, but you know what, get him in the squad, get him on the right hand side. He's got a foot, he can play the diagonal balls, get him out there. Of course, Dolan, Cadra, Gallagher starts for me. Giles, of course, was handy in the game against Derby, but again, you know, I wait for the 45-minute mark. Same for Dak, of course. He did play 45 minutes, which is great to see for us. He probably gets another 45 or at least 30 minutes this weekend before we we'll probably hope to get him to start or use him as a more of a key figure for us after the breaks. But that's my lineup there. Of course, the resume for Rovers it's awkward. Well, it's not awkward, but it's, you know, it's you see points. I see points here. I really do. But Coventry, you don't know which Coventry are going to show up. They just spanked Sheffield United. They just got turned over as well by Hull City at home. And then of course Blackpool Northwest clash that. Blackpool want to win that one. Hopefully Rovers faithful turn up for that. Peterborough again. You don't know. They're scrapping for the lives. Stoke, of course, a bit shit right now. But by this point, if Stoke lose this weekend, I think they can change their manager. I think they might change their manager, and then new manager bounce here. Will be a right old stickler. And then Preston North End is always awkward as well. So very, very difficult games coming on the horizon. So look at the stats now. Let's break it all down. Rovers on the right hand side. We are the blue. They, of course, they are the orange. Of course, when Reading in possession, 44% of the time. They're in the middle third, 25% moving forward, 32% in the defensive core. As for Rovers, though, 42% of the time in the middle, 29% going in the defence, and 30% going forward. As for when we have the ball, we are, of course, 41% down the right. They are 36% down the left, 23% down the middle. As for Reading, a bit more even Stevens there, 38 down the left, 37 down the right, and 24% down the middle. As for the shots then, of course, Reading prefer the 18-yard box. 54% of their shots are in the 18-yard box, 41% long ranges, and just 5% in that scrappy-dappy-doo area. As for Rovers, though, we have seen Dak now back-to-back games, of course, with some minutes. And that's slowly but surely creeping up. They're 8% now in that Bradley Dak zone, which is a 6-yard area, 57% 18-yard box, and 36% long ranges. As for, of course, Reading, they prefer the left-hand side to the right, and of course 68% down their shots coming down the middle. Rovers, of course, preferring the left to the right. 64% of the rest of our shots coming down the middle. Let's take a look at the recent form there. Now, of course, this is their home form versus our away form. Just 1 win in 6 for them for Reading at the moment. Which was against Birmingham. Of course, they come to this on the back of a 1-0 loss against Millwall at home. Rovers, though, come with this, haven't won in the last 6 there on the road. Just a couple of draws, which isn't great. It's not great away form, and of course, we need to start to turn that up a little bit if we want to be where we are come May. So not great over the last 19 times. Though since 2006, Rovers have won 8 of them. 6 wins at Reading and 5 draws, of course. Reading, though, without a win in 4 now, 42% form for them right now. As for Rovers, they come into this 42% form, also 1-2 at the last 6 as well. Our biggest win over them was a 2-0 win. Their biggest win over us was a 4-2 win. They've scored 28 goals to our 32, which works out around 1.47 goals a game ratio for Reading, 1.68 goals a game ratio for Rovers. Coming at you, though, this is the last 6 then, both home and away. 1-3, lost 3. The both of us, of course, pretty even Stevens. Of course, we did pick up a 2-0 win over Ewood Park this season, but last time we played each other at the Majestic was a 1-0 win for Reading with Pushkas on the score sheet. A 4-2 win there for Reading, a 4-3 win there for Rovers. There's been goals in a lot of these games. In fact, the last 6 there's been definitely goals in each one of them. However, the last 6 over at the Majestic is not good reading for Rovers, just 1 and 6. It wasn't too long ago that we picked up the W. It wasn't last season, it was the season prior, back in 2019, with Adam Armstrong and Bradley Dacarino on the score sheet, with Swifty on the books as well. So Swifty has scored actually in 2 of the last 3. for Reading. Pushkas, I think he's moved on now. I think he's left, isn't he? Anyway, let's take a look at, of course, the stats then. Of course, Rovers have played 38 games this season. Reading just 37. On average, we pick up around about a goal a game each. Of course, they pick up around about 10 shots. We pick up about 11. Yellow cards is pretty much even. We average more corners than they do. We average more fouls than they do. We're better in the air than they are, but they're better on the ground. And, of course, in possession, like it's pretty much the stat everybody has on us. Let's take a look at their home form versus our away form. We've played 18 away. They've played 18 at home. And, again, on average, a goal a game. They pick up more shots when they do at the Majestic compared to us on the road. We pick up more cards on the road than we do as they do at home. We have more corners than them, more fouls as well, but they are better pretty much everything else down the bottom there. Aerial duels is pretty much even. Stevens again, possession again, pass success rate, all favoured Reading for the moment. Let's take a look at the goals then, shall we? Of course, Rovers scored 49 at long last, 43 for Reading, 28 through open play, 11 set pieces. That's, of course, a monstrous figure there. Just one counter-attack, 3 penalties for Reading, 30 goals through open play for Rovers, 10 set pieces, 4 counter-attacks, 4 penalties and 1 OG. We have a conversion rate of 11%, so do they. And of course, we have a 10.8 shots per game on average, 10.3 for Reading as well. As for the goals conceded, they've conceded 73. That's, of course, the heavy stat right there. We have conceded 38. So hopefully our defence shows up, but also hopefully our attack shows up. And of course, we can add to that to the deficit for Reading. 44 for open play, 20 set pieces. That's a weakness. Look at that, 20 whopper. That's a whopper. 3 counterattacks, 3 penalties, and 3 OGs. Of course, for Rovers, 29 of the 38 have been through open play, 6 set pieces, 1 counterattack, 1 penalty, and 1 OG. They have a conversion rate of 12% compared to our 9. They pick up around about 15.3 shots a game on average. We pick up around about 10.7 shots per game. And again, they leak around about 2 goals a game on the road or at home or whatever. Look at this. It's like a dictionary of stuff here. So let's take a look at Reading strengths: shooting from direct from free kicks, creating scoring chances, and creating through chances through individual skill, creating chances through balls. Their weaknesses, though, defending against through balls, against skillful players and aerial duels, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. They're very, very weak against fouling in defending counterattacks, defending set pieces, avoiding individual errors, protecting the lead, stopping opponents from creating chances, defending against attacks down the wings, and defending against long shots. As for, of course, their style of play, long shots, short passes, playing in their own half, non-aggressive, consistent first 11, and opponents play aggressively against them. As for Rovers' strengths at counterattacks, long shot opportunities, chances through individual skills, chances through creating scoring chances, defending set pieces, aerial duels, and protecting their lead. Our weaknesses, though, keeping possession of the ball and avoiding offside, defending against attacks through balls. Our style of play is coming down the right-hand side, long balls, taking a lot of shots, being very, very aggressive, a consistent first 11, and also allow the opponents to play aggressively against us. The forecast, Rovers will score from a fast break, and also Rovers will create many scoring chances. They will also score from a long shot. Blackburn will be, of course, showing a high number of cards. Reading will score as a result of a through ball. Blackburn will score as a result of an individual bit of skill, and Blackburn will dominate in the air. That's pretty much what you can tell. As for the journey for both sides here, of course, Rovers represented by the solid circle, and of course, Reading represented by the hollow circle. Of course, it's been pretty much steady Eddie for both of these two sides as we've entered the back end of this campaign with Rovers in the playoffs, and of course, Reading just above the relegation zone. But it could all change this weekend, of course, for both two sides. The form table, don't really want to look on this too much because it gives me heebie-jeebies or nightmares. Rovers are actually in 6th spot for form. Reading are actually in 18th spot. Rovers are actually in 15th spot, of course, for form, and Reading are actually in 18th. And both level on points, so 7 points that picked up out of the possible 18 of the last 6 games. Not great for both sides, of course. The home form, Rovers, of course, we're back into 15th after that win. However, it doesn't really change. Reading's home form is, I'm looking, it's 23rd. So it's there for the taking for Rovers if we can deliver the goods. Kicking on forward, then let's take a look at the away form. Rovers are all the way down there in 22nd. So again, if you're a Reading fan, you're looking at this and you're thinking, hang on a minute, yeah, we could do something here. We could do something against these bad boys. Yeah, you could. You actually could. So don't think this is a gimme. Let's take a look at some of the stats then, shall we? Of course, possession-based side is, of course, Swansea in the Championship. Fulham a second, Bournemouth, Sheffield United and QPR. As for the most aggressive, Rovers lead the charge there, 87 yellows, 4 reds. Cardiff, of course, 84 yellows to 3 reds. Derby, of course, are in there, Stoke and Bournemouth. As for the aerial duels, Stoke lead the charge there, Blackburn a second, Millwall, West Brom and Cardiff. As for the shots per game, Fulham lead the charge on that one, West Brom, Coventry, Sheffield United and then Bournemouth. As for pass accuracy, Swansea lead the charge on that one with Fulham, Bournemouth, Sheffield United and QPR. As of course the games that are coming at you this weekend, there are some postponements due to the FA Cup. A couple of Championship clubs are involved, and for whatever reason the Blackpool Preston game has been postponed. But anyway, coming at you, Derby against Coventry, of course, early kick-off alongside Sheffield United against Barnsley, Stoke against Millwall, Swansea against Birmingham, Huddersfield against Bournemouth, a bit of a zinger there, Bristol City against West Brom, Hull City against Luton Town, QPR against Peterborough on Sunday, but of course the game of the day will be at the Majeski. Yes, it will. It'll be 4th. It'll be 21st up against 4th, and of course results going against Reading. Of course they could go into the drop zone, but of course a win for them, they could move a little bit closer to safety. As the Rovers win for us, we could actually go to 3rd, depending on what goes on elsewhere, but we could also end up probably in 8th if everything goes against us as well. So yeah, sticky couple of days coming at you for Rovers, and hopefully we don't end up down there by the end of the weekend. But anyway, of course, Mitrovic still is in charge, 35 goals so far. Solanke's in second at 22, with Diaz in 3rd. As for the assists, Swifty Boy's up there with 13. Well done to him. Wilson's up there as well, alongside him with Willock, Thomas and Wallace. So that's the stuff there. And what about me? I'm going to go with a prediction on this badger then. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Rovers. I just hope the win this weekend, or this midweek, has of course spurred Rovers on. It might be a tricky wicket, and hopefully we'll get the opening goal, maybe the opening 2, to kind of make it an easy game, or an easier on my. I'm just being selfish here for my own heart. Hopefully we can take it easy on myself, get a 2-0 lead, and maybe we'll drop a goal towards the back end of it and hold on for the 3 points. That's what I'm hoping for, though, guys. Hopefully that you will enjoy the game too, whether you go in yourself or whether you're going to be joining me on the watch along. Either way, hopefully Rovers come out on top with a 2-1 win in the end. But that's it, my friends. Be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on Patreon. But until then, boys, we're done. We're done for this one. Roll on international break, but hopefully roll on with the 3 points.